All right, our first wrestling recap and review of the year. NXT TakeOver Philadelphia just wrapped up, give or take about 10 minutes ago. First off, just a couple notes before we get into everything. There was no Nigel McGuinness on the announce team. They said he was under the weather, and there's a flu bug. There's a flu bug going around, so it could be a cold, it could be that. I wouldn't be surprised. If it's that type of thing that knocks you out for the announcing table. Also, they had the NXT year-end fan awards for the night, and pretty much all of them went to Alistair Black, except for tag team, women's competitor of the year, overall competitor of the year, and talent most deserving recognition, or a breakout or future breakout star. That went to Sanity for tag team. Women's was Asuka, as was overall competitor, and future breakout star was Cesar Baroni. But like I said, Alistair Black pretty much won everything else, and that prompted Zelina Vega to come out and complain about Andrade Cien Almas being shut out of all the major awards. So yeah, in other words, don't be surprised if next TakeOver it's Black and Almas for the title. So I think they're tipping their hand right there. Anyway, our first match of the evening is the NXT Tag Team Championship match. The Undisputed Era of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish against the Authors of Pain. Basically all four got into a big brawl before the bell even rang. They got into the ring, but the ref hadn't done the announcements or shown the belts yet, so that's what happened. O'Reilly came in and began attacking Razar's legs with several kicks. It's then that Akam came in and hit O'Reilly with a big flapjack. See, this is where it gets confusing, because they were targeting Razar's legs earlier, but then Akam tweaks his knee doing the double team move, and he starts selling his knee for the rest of the match. So I have no idea what was going on there, but Fish came in and speared Razar out of the ring. Bobby Fish then did a dragon screw on Akam's leg over the second rope. Akam again sold the knee injury even more. O'Reilly came in and locked Akam in a knee bar. Akam just got to the ropes. Razar eventually got the hot tag. Razar's clearing in house. At one point, he picked O'Reilly up for a fallaway slam, and Bobby Fish came up and tried to put him in a sleeper, and all it did was basically, he hit the fallaway slam and fell back onto Bobby Fish. Again, everything starts to come through. Fish and O'Reilly both managed to hit exploder suplexes on Razar. Akam tags in. They go. The Authors go for the Super Collider, but in the midst of this, O'Reilly manages to counter the Super Collider into a Hurricane Rana, sending Akam into Razar, and then he rolls up Akam for the 3 count and the victory. It was an all-right match. I think the Authors have really come into their own in terms of work rate. They're not so much just the powerhouses anymore. Then again, it could just be because Fish and O'Reilly have a really great work rate as a tag team too. But that being said, I think this is going to be a running theme throughout the night. Is most of the night's matches were pretty predictable, so they would have to put on some really spectacular matches. And while this match was good, it wasn't that spectacular. Okay, our next match is Cassius Ohno versus the Velveteen Dream. Going into the match, Dream said he would knock Ohno out within 30 seconds. So as soon as he came out, immediately the crowd begins chanting off a clock going 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think they hit around 20. And Dream managed to drop Ohno with a punch, but in his celebration he failed to actually get a cover. So yeah, Ohno basically got right up and drilled him with a forearm. Dream came back into a big spine buster. He tried to lock Cassius Ohno in a bow and arrow hold. Ohno fought back and hit a suplex bomb. Ohno came back and hit a spinning boot for a 2 count. Dream came back and hit a back pocket DDT. That's the Okay, that's basically kind of a leg sweep DDT move, and it's like you pick it up kind of for the Sister Abigail, except instead of backwards, you kind of grab it into a face lock and then sweep the leg for the DDT. After that, Dream hit Death Valley Driver, only got a 2 count. Ohno came in and hit his big rolling elbow, only got a 2 count. Velveteen Dream fought back, hit his rolling DVD, and then followed it with the Purple Rainmaker for the 3 count and the victory. A pretty solid match all around. It was made a tad more interesting because of the whole 30-second thing, but and while I was kind of glad they didn't end the match in 30 seconds because it's supposed to be a big show and you really don't want to have a 30-second match on it, after that, it kind of went by the book. So, yeah, like I said, it was very serviceable. Okay, our third match of the night is the NXT Women's Championship match, and Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. And I do kind of like that they're sort of changing the format a little bit. I mean, it's I like it kind of got so predictable at the NXT takeovers that you would get kind of the 2, for lack of a better term, undercard matches, and then you would just get the 3 championship matches in a row. So it was kind of nice they finally realized, maybe we could spread the championship matches out just a little bit more. I think it does work as a better balanced show in that aspect. Anyway, going to the match itself, Shayna Baszler has a Goldberg-like entrance. They decided to have her do the walk through the backstage, out through the curtain to the front. After that, Baszler came in and immediately tried to go for a leg bar and kicked Ember Moon's leg out. Moon came back and knocked Baszler out of the ring and followed it with a suicide dive. Baszler landed several more strikes and then stomped on Ember Moon's elbow in a manner that she did a couple weeks earlier with they can't think what the opponent was, but yeah, it's the one where the elbow's up and it gets stomped down so it looks like it's broken. Then Baszler just begins attacking Ember Moon's elbow and arm at that point. Moon comes back, Ember Moon hits several strikes. She goes for the Eclipse and connects, but she can't quite cover because she's selling the arm injury. At this point, the doctors come down, and the crowd immediately starts chanting BS. It's at this point, she wards off the doctors, says, "Let me finish the match." She gets up. Baszler grabs her, puts her in the arm bar. Moon gets to the ropes, but Baszler just manages to get away and tries to lock on another cross arm breaker. And keeps trying. Eventually, she starts to get into it, but Moon counters the cross arm breaker into the pin count for the 3 and the fall. And then, in her shock afterwards, Baszler attacked Ember Moon, putting her in a rear naked choke on the entrance ramp. And, yeah. This match was a little iffy on me. I think it could have been better. I do kind of wish maybe I'm trying to find the ways to phrase this, but one, I think they're setting up for Ember Moon to have to forfeit the belt due to injury, and that way they could just secretly ferret it over to Baszler. Don't know if then Moon will come back and maybe win it on the WrestleMania show, or not WrestleMania, but the NXT TakeOver before WrestleMania or not. But yeah, it just kind of left me feeling a little flat.
He ruled the ring for over a decade. This April 4th, live on pay-per-view, the immortal Hulk Hogan returns. WrestleMania.
Kids, Hulk Hogan is ready to give you the shirt right off his back. That's right, just ask your mom and dad to order WrestleMania on pay-per-view, and you'll automatically be eligible to win an autographed Hulk Hogan t-shirt. Don't miss WrestleMania, Sunday, April 4th, only on pay-per-view.
Out of control! WWF Royal Rumble on Super NES 16 McMahon! This guy's rocking!
It's perfect.
With more WWF superstars than ever before! Unbelievable 6 men in the ring at once! No holds barred, anything goes action! It's a slugfest!
That's perfect.
Each wrestler's specialty move! Complete mayhem! The Tombstone Pile It's out of control! The Bonsai Drop! Total chaos!
The perfect plex.
Oh, did you see that? WWF Royal Rumble on Super NES! Get it now!
Perfect.
Okay, our fourth match of the night is the Extreme Rules match between Alistair Black and Adam Cole, baby! Black immediately comes and kicks Cole out of the ring, does the suicide dive tease. This irks Cole enough that he starts grabbing chairs and throwing them into the ring. He grabs the chair, tries to swing at Aleister Black, who dodges. At this point, both men start pulling kendo sticks from out of the ring. Aleister Black just throws aside. Adam Cole looks at him and goes, "Wow, you are stupid." Swings the kendo stick. Black dodges, goes for his lion salt, and Cole cracks him with the kendo stick. Eventually, a ladder gets introduced into the ring. Tables get introduced outside the ring. Black hits an electric chair slam onto Cole onto the ladder. Black countered a Shining Wizard into a double knee stomp. Cole super kick, and at this point, Black tried to go to a top turnbuckle for a move, and Adam Cole super kicked a chair into Black. Black fell off the turnbuckle and through two tables. Aleister Black came back and a DVT onto two chairs that Cole had set up. He had set the two chairs up back to back, so their backrests were basically right against each other. And so when Adam Cole flipped over in the DVD, the Death Valley Driver, he landed across the two backs of the chairs, basically. And it's at this point that the rest of the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly arrive. They attacked Aleister Black. Looks like they're going to set up to do some sort of move onto the announce table, but then Sanity shows up and starts taking everyone out. Killian Dane hits the suicide dive onto basically everyone except Adam Cole and Aleister Black. Cole gets up, starts trying to set up some type of move, tries to suplex Aleister Black onto the announce table. Black blocks it and hits a flying knee onto Cole through the announce table. The two get back into the ring. Cole manages to get his hand on a chair, tries to set up a Shining Wizard, but Black hits the Black Mass on Cole for the 3 count and the victory. Really, really entertaining match. Probably my choice for match of the night. I know a lot of people will probably go for the main event, which we'll cover when we get to it here. But I did have a few problems with the main event. But I'll get to that when we cover it. Okay, and speaking of that main event, it's now time for the NXT Championship match. Andrade Cien Almas versus Johnny Gargano. Almas and Zelina Vega came out to a masked luchador mariachi band. In fact, Almas actually came out in a mask. I don't know if it was necessarily the La Sombra mask, but it kind of looked like it. So that was kind of cool. He actually had a sort of a Mexican flag motif into it. As this happens, Gargano then comes out. Gargano's family is there, including his wife, new NXT signee Candice LeRae. To open things up, there's some chain wrestling. The announcers kind of compare Johnny Gargano to Daniel Bryan from a few years back, the Daniel Bryan story, where everyone had counted him out, but he fought back and won the championship. Almas dodges. Gargano tried to do kind of a running senton off of the ring apron, but Almas dodged it, and Gargano landed on the ring, basically the outside of the ring. Almas then tried to put on a dragon sleeper across the top rope. At this point, it kind of hit a big rest hold spot. There was a big sleeper spot. Eventually, Gargano fought out of it and suplexed Almas into the corner. Gargano then hit a swinging flatliner for a 2 count. Gargano hit a slingshot spear for a 2 count. Almas countered a flying head scissors or a tilt-a-wall head scissors into a face plant slam for, I don't think he got a 2 count on it. Gargano hit a between the legs super kick. Basically, Almas was going for like a moonsault, and he was up on the turnbuckle, and he was sort of setting himself up, and Gargano went and super kicked between the legs and hit Almas in the knocked him out, basically hit him in the head. Let's see, between the legs super kick. Okay, Almas came back and hit a tornado death drop DDT for a 2 count. Gargano hit a slingshot DDT on the ring apron. Gargano hit a super kick on a sitting Almas and only got a 2 count. almost went for his flying knee attack. Gargano dodged it. At this point, Zelina Vega began to interfere. Gargano locked on the Gargano escape. This is when Zelina managed to tried to pull Andrade out of the ring. Gargano broke the hold. He kind of went on the out. They did a move where Gargano hit a suicide dive outside the ring. At this point, Zelina got up on the ring apron and hit a flying head scissors, sending Gargano into the ring steps. As this happened, Candice LeRae finally had enough. She jumped over the ring barricade and went after Vega, chasing her to the back. Gargano managed to get back into this, hit a slingshot DDT for a 2 count. Gargano put Almas in the Gargano escape again, but almost managed to get to the ropes this time. At this point, they got to the area of the ring apron. Almas shoved Gargano, and Gargano hit the back of his head on the ring apron, not the ring apron, the ring post. Almas then hit his flying knee attack into the ring post, and then hit the Hangman Hammerlock DDT for the 3 count and the victory. Okay, I'll just do one more thing. As this happened, Vega and LeRae made their way back to the ring. Candice LeRae consoled Gargano. They were going up the ring apron, or they're going up the ramp, I mean. And Tommaso Ciampa came out and smacked Gargano with his crutch and then just left. And this is kind of where I have my problems with the main event. I don't mind the idea of Almas winning. Like I said, that was pretty predictable overall, but I wish that maybe Ciampa had interfered in the match and not just attacked Gargano afterwards. That just kind of left it feeling a little lacking. Again, like maybe when Candice LeRae was chasing Zelina Vega, that could have been when Ciampa interferes. But yeah, like I said, it kind of left it feeling a little. Not to mention, Ciampa just waxed, unlike the massive beatdown at the end of TakeOver Chicago, Ciampa just waxed Gargano with the crutch, and then that was it. Yeah, just like I said, it kind of also, like I said early on, there's a lot of rest hold spots to start the match, and that doesn't always make for an exciting match. Like, it really did pick up, and it got enjoyable as it went on with all the near falls and Almas and Gargano constantly getting near fall after near fall and hitting big moves. But again, like I said, it felt lacking, and to be honest, I think the overall predictability of this show was a hindrance. Because I think the matches all pretty much went chalk. I mean, I know there was a contingent that thought maybe Baszler was going to win the women's championship, and in retrospect, maybe she should have. I mean, again, just maybe something to add a little bit of flavor to it. But yeah, like I said, the matches weren't necessarily bad. It's just, again, the predictability. Like, you need to have some spectacular action and some real drama to sell these things sometimes. And yeah, some of them were just kind of lacking it. They just felt a little cold. That's why I'm going to be giving this NXT TakeOver show a B. Alright, so obviously the next video is going to be the Royal Rumble recap and review. Don't know. I'm going to try to see if I can watch it on Sunday. Can't say for sure. If not, I mean, the video is probably going to be up Monday no matter what happens. See you all then.
Hey guys, tired of me always talking about WWE and NXT? Want to see me cover something like, say, Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan, anything else? Check out my Patreon at Sleepy Time for Cat Productions and see how you can help me expand my wrestling coverage.